It's a trip, how time seem to fly by. It's a trip to know that the friends you made in the past are no longer around. It's a trip when I stare in the mirror and I see these gray hairs starting to grow. It's a trip filling the crown of my head where hair used to grow. Life's a trip because no one really knows what the future holds. Life's a bitch, losing so many of your friends at an early age in these streets, and tomorrow is not sure what tomorrow will bring. Like the mold growing in my windowsill, death sits and waits, yet makes no mistakes. Me labeled a misfit, dyslexic, told early on I wouldn't amount to be shit. Yet these 36 zippers in this Ziploc bag told me another story. Ancestral downloads, a poet like Maya Angelou with the mindset of Fred Hampton and Prime Minister Patrice Lumumba. Often I get caught up in my emotions like James Baldwin, and this is usually when the drama begins. They never thought the boy they counted out in the 3rd grade would pick up a book and find knowledge of self. Never thought the kid they said would be dead before 18 would start stacking his bread, even though he knew. And when I say he knew, I'm talking about myself.
I and you are me. I and you and you.
Somehow we turned adversaries on this drug-driven economy. Fighting over streets and blocks we don't even know. What I was doing was wrong, but this was just a stepping stone. So there's no right and wrong, sometimes survival is the only thing we know. Where I'm from, reading was a luxury, survival was the only thing we could focus on. Often I struggle with survivor's remorse, waking up in cold sweats and nosebleeds, but feeling relieved that I made it. Yet I miss so many loved ones who died in this East Oakland drug trade. Now I can understand how Malcolm X educated himself through the Webster's dictionary. My fight, my mission, my journey was similar to his. Yet I made it past the age of 39. So many tears in my eyes, so many of my leaders were despised and assassinated. Yet as a youngster growing up in a prejudiced school system, when I asked about Malcolm X or Huey P. Newton, they said they were the bad ones. Let's focus on Martin Luther King's speech. They love it when the brother turns the other cheek, like we forgot how they lynched and raped and burned us in the middle of the streets. And I understand, brother, this is something you wanna ride to, so I'm not trying to preach. But how can I holler at you if you don't understand your history? I will erase all mysteries because I'm you and you are me. Praying for the next brother's downfall with the same features you see in the mirror. From your big nose to your high cheekbones and your big lips. They want us to kill ourselves, they want us to not know who we are. Yet if you look at the Sphinx, they try to hide our true identity. Blew his nose off like they stole us from the shores of Africa. As many of my ancestors walked through that door of no return. You think after 400 years we would have learned. Yet in the dope game this is not a concern. The survival of the fittest, and even your grandma can get it. So much for the rules of the game. My cousin lost his life over a gold chain, and who's to blame? The system, your rival down the block, or the government that flies the shit into our community with immunity. And at the end of the day, we all got blood on our hands, and all I can say is, damn. Damn. Somehow we turned adversaries on this drug-driven economy.